This is the Visible Voices minicast. I'm your host, Dr. Resa E. Lewis. Audience, I'm so excited to share this minicast series, i.e. mini podcast, i.e. short episodes. As you may know, I have chosen the topic of coaching because I just keep meeting more and more coaches, and it just so happens that many of them are physicians. Today, I'm speaking with coach, physician, Dr. Rob Orman. Rob is a certified executive coach who works with physicians to build resilience within their medical practices and help them get unstuck, unburnt, and flourish in their careers. Rob spent 20 years as a community emergency physician before becoming a full-time coach. He is the former chief editor of MRAP, creator of the Stimulus and ER podcasts. Rob, welcome to the Visible Voices minicast.
It's a treat to be here, Resa.
Okay, just one word. What is one word to describe the common theme, thread, challenge that the majority of your clients face?
Do I have to have just one word? Because
No,
recalibrate is the
say
word.
more.
Okay. So we have recalibrate. We've got burnt, stuck, and incivil or behavioral. So those are kind of the buckets.
Given your experience as clinician to executive coach, how do clients find you?
Clients usually find me through my podcast, the Stimulus podcast. And just as a little inside baseball, I used to do pure medical education. I was doing ERCast podcasts. I was doing EMRAP for many years, Essentials of Emergency Medicine. So I was in that space. I was in that medical education space. And then when I left clinical medicine, and ironically, I left clinical medicine to work full-time in clinical education. But then I was like, wait, I don't really know what I'm talking about here anymore. But what I love is working with physicians. And so I shifted into this other career. So I already had a footprint in the world of emergency medicine. And that's primarily what my focus is: emergency medicine, critical care, acute care medicine, docs who feel stuck in some way or have, issues with behaviors or all this. So I kind of transpositioned that footprint into podcasting in this realm, in this recalibration realm.
When I published a book, co-authored, Micro Skills, Small Actions, Big Impact, everybody in the emergency medicine community said, you need to get on Stimulus podcast. You need to get on Stimulus podcast. And it was such a joy, a treat, and one of the more amazing conversations we had talking about the book with you as host. So when I anticipated this conversation with you, I had given you I'm going to ask you your thread. In addition to recalibrate, you did mention incivility, which really got me curious. And I really like it because this is a different cohort of client that comes to you for coaching. So say more about the incivility.
Okay, Resa, this is going to sound probably super weird. I love. That's thrice yay.
Thrice
yay, working with docs who have behaviors that are incongruent with the culture of their hospital, meaning they do things that put a dark mark on everyone else's day. Usually they don't know how to get out of it. Sometimes they don't even see it. And they come to me often in desperation because they're about to be fired. They might be about to lose their license. Bad things are afoot. Not always. Sometimes it's just, I don't like the way my career is going. And interestingly, I'd say a significant portion, this might be because I pull it out of folks, of docs who are burnt, have that as an aspect of what's going on in their lives. We do 360 reviews and see what's going on with their colleagues. So there is this incivility in healthcare that you and I both know on the receiving end. And you and I both know we've probably been on the giving end of it as well. It surprises the lay public that there is this incivility, that doctors act like jerks to other doctors. And when a doc comes to me that they are acting that way, and we can recalibrate their behavior, which is a very involved process, it is such a force multiplier because it saves their career. It saves usually their marriage, because I always talk with the spouse and they say, it's hard to be in the world that they're in as well, because this stuff does not just exist in the hospital. And then it can change an entire hospital's vibe and culture. And the work that we do, I'm just getting so excited. I just love this. I'm looking at your book. The work that you do is so targeted. It is so outcome driven, and it is so measurable. Whereas, when I work with a doc who's burnt, say, all right, how are we going to measure this? Well, let's make a flourishing scale about how do you feel going into work? Do you enjoy your work days more than not? With behavioral coaching, they don't get to measure it. It's external measures. They have allies that they work with or people that observe and have to give them feedback. And they can only say two things. Hey, how am I doing? Then they shut up. And then they say, thank you. And so incivility on the receiving end, you think, this is just horrible. And on the, I'd say, coaching end, it is just overwhelmingly transformative. Now, sometimes you have somebody who's an overt narcissist. It's kind of, I'm afraid that I really can't help you unless you've got some other work to do before we do this. Or maybe sometimes someone's like a total psychopath. That's very rare. Usually it is just someone who does not know how to get out of their own way.
It's graduation season, and guess what? There's a perfect gift for anyone taking their next big step. It's called Microskills, Small Actions, Big Impact, co-authored by Dr. Resa E. Lewis. This book breaks down success into specific intentional behaviors that anyone can develop, whether you're a student entering the workforce or simply wanting to improve your daily interactions, and who wouldn't want to do that? These evidence-based techniques will transform how you communicate and present yourself. What makes this book so special is that it doesn't offer generic advice. It provides actionable resources that make a real difference in all aspects of your life. Available in hardcover, ebook, and audiobook formats wherever you get your books. And if you're looking to bring microskills to your organization or student group, reach out to Dr. Lewis directly via LinkedIn or through her website. Remember, microskills, your go-to graduation gift that keeps on giving throughout life's journey.
What does it look like logistically to work with you? Someone finds you, they're either referred through their institution or they self-refer.
Yeah.
And what does a coaching calendar, package, process look like with you?
There's not a one size fits all. We have a course, an unburnable course, which is career longevity, anti-burnout, self-mastery. It's 6 months and it's a cohort. So, okay, this is the same for everybody. One-on-one coaching, the way that it works is I have a discovery call and I talk with the doc. Sometimes it's an APP, but almost always a doc. And I say, what's going on? What would you like your life to look like in 6 months? How would things be different? What are the obstacles of getting there? And we go through their history, what's going on in their life, how they view things, where they want to get to, what they envision. And we see, is it a good fit? Because it's not always. That's the key. So we have that initial discovery meeting, and then I have them do a self-assessment. It's a journal. So I learn about them, but really it's for them to start thinking in a way that is solution-focused and not just ruminative and complaining focused and just, oh my gosh, the world is falling around me. It's kind of, all right, how do we start working through things? What do I want things to look like? How might I get there? Often I'll do a 360 review. I'll ask their colleagues what's going on. What do they do well? What could they do better? And then I get the whole picture, and then we get into the sessions.
Are you the coach that you wish you had?
Totally. I coach exactly the way I wanted to have been coached. I suffered mightily. And you and I both know how hard we worked to get where we are, to go through college and med school and residency and attending. It's a life of self-sacrifice. It is a life of beautiful, it's a life of service and all this, but you find yourself in this place of, this is not the life I thought I was signing up for. I am coaching in a way that I would have want to have been guided when I was attending.
What is one change, one healthcare trend that you'd love to see pivot so that you don't work with such incivil, burnt out physicians who need to be recalibrated?
Your job as a physician was not created with your well-being in mind. It was created to fit into a system. And what I would like is for the structure of a physician's job to be structured and crafted and maintained in a way that is focused on the physician's career longevity and fulfillment.
That's great. And I think that's really illustrative. I want to use that word, illustrative, to audience members that don't know what it's like inside baseball, inside medicine. Behaviorally speaking, is there one tip or trick that you can share today? Something that anyone listening, no matter their occupation, their professional journey, where they are personally and professionally, they can start implementing, acting on this behavior that they learn from you right now to be more fulfilled, to be less stuck, to be more civil.
One of the reasons we get stressed out is that we ruminate. We get stuck into these ruminative cycles, and we do it with ourselves, and then we talk to our friends, and then we get co-rumination. Nothing ever gets done. And when you find yourself in a ruminative spin, which you could broadly categorize as what if, consider shifting that in the moment. Take a pause. What's next? What is my next action here? That shifts from rumination to action. And it utilizes different parts of our brain, from the default mode network, the ruminative part of our brain, kind of the free thinking, no boundaries, to the task positive network, which is action oriented. And it turns off or it quiets down that ruminative part. It's like a seesaw. One's on, the other's off. It's this amazing toggle. Can you shift from what if to what's next? What is my next action in this sequence?
Mint.
That is a word I have not heard in a long time. I love it.
You are a man of the book. I'm a woman of the book. We love books. We read books. Is there one book that you would recommend listeners read to help them along in their journey, no matter where they are professionally?
Okay, a few. Number one, if you have a behavioral issue, well, I guess when my book comes out, that'll be the one, is What Got You Here Won't Get You There. If you are thinking, I feel a little stuck in my approach to life, I'd say A Guide to the Good Life by William Irvine, which is a primer on Stoic philosophy. And if you are someone who loves to give advice to others, but considers yourself kind of a coachy type of person, you're a mentor and the like. Now, mentors do give advice. The Advice Trap by Michael Bungay Stanier.
Amazingness. Rob, people that have listened that would like to learn more about potentially working with you and understanding your platform and pre-ordering your book, what's the best way to hit you up?
Just find me on roborman.com, ROBORMAN.com, or Instagram at EmergencyPDX, or on LinkedIn.
Thanks so much for joining me for this Visible Voices minicast.
Always a treat.
The Visible Voices podcast amplifies voices in the healthcare, equity, and current trends spaces. We are a production of the People's Media Network. Our team includes Dr. Giuliano DePortu and me, Dr. Resa E. Lewis. Please find me through my website and on social media, Resa E. Lewis, MD, or through the podcast, thevisiblevoicespodcast.com. Please give us a 5-star rating on Apple or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, please be sure to share the show with a friend. The views and opinions expressed by the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinion of the institution with which they are affiliated or identified. Information herein should never be used as a substitute for clinical judgment or for medical advice.